we understand on paper that we have a better team, but we need to prepare, practice, respect our opponent, go out and play. And so I told the team after the game just now in the locker room that I was proud of them for doing that, staying focused. They focused all week. They practiced well and started fast and played well. So it was a good opportunity to get a lot of young people in the game and get them some experience, get them some reps. They practice too, so it's good to get them out there and let them have a little time. So obviously it's a good night for us. We've got a pretty heavy week this week, and our open week we'll practice quite a bit. Then we'll give them 2 or 3 days off, and then we'll come back and get ready for conference play with Baylor.
Mike, considering how many reserves you guys did play tonight, how'd you feel just overall they played as a group?
Who's that?
The reserves.
I thought they did good. Sometimes I'm listening to something else, and I don't really know what, I don't hear the calls as much in that situation. And but we were able to play a lot of them on special teams, and then, for the most part, really the twos on offense and defense for, 2.5 quarters. So I thought they played pretty well. They got to get out there. They got to get lined up. They got to, get over being on the field and the nervousness and let them get hit or let them tackle and make mistakes. And so I thought they played pretty well.
What did you think of the special teams play, especially early with Trace's block and then their blocks?
Right. Coach McIndoe's did a nice job on punt block and had a good plan. It worked well for us. And then Corey did a good job on the scoop on the field goal. And so, obviously, I don't know. I think somebody said it's the first time we've ever had 2 special teams touchdowns in one game. So, we'll know a lot more in 3 or 4 weeks. I like our special teams. I like the bodies. I like the guys that are on there. Their willingness to compete on special teams has been really good so far.
With everything Trace has been through, to see him have a moment like that.
Who's that?
Trace Ford, to see him.
Oh, yeah. And, that's good. And I think he blocked it and returned it, which is pretty rare. So, but he practiced well this week. When we put that punt block in, he went full speed, practiced full speed, took it serious, and it worked for him.
Is this an indication you did practice well and you get out of this game what you want to get out of it?
Yes, and I mean, look, we can call it like we want. So, I'm honest with it. We're a better team, but we need to go play like we're a better team. And the preparation, the Sunday through Friday, Saturday morning is important for us to prepare, as I said in here last Saturday, for the rest of the season. We need the practice. We have a lot of young players, and even when we send the ones out there, we're an inexperienced team, and so we need practice. We need these games to play well. So I'm pleased with the way we played the game.
Was the onside kick at the end of the first quarter supposed to be an onside kick, or was it supposed to be a squib?
Squib. Which, I mean, he ended up just hitting the guy, but it was just going to be a squib because of the 15 yards.
Is that something you tell them to do, is try to target it at the player?
No.
Or is that just
You talking about aim at him?
Yeah.
He probably couldn't do that again if he tried. So he's but what happened is that guy moved. So he's kicking to a certain area, and then if you watch it on the replay, I just haven't looked at the replay board, he wasn't where he was when he last saw him, because the kicker's looking at the ball. So he took off running and ended up accidentally running right into the direction of the kick.
Mike, a 2-part question about Gunner. Number one, what did you think of how he played? And number two, is there an opportunity for you to be dad over the course of the game, or is that something that has to come later?
I mean, I'm still dad. I mean, obviously, it's I watch them all. He played well. I thought that he handled the system. He converted some third downs. He ran the ball effectively. I think there was a couple times where they disguised and rolled coverage, and instead of forcing the ball into coverage, he pulled it down and took off, which is normal when you're young and early in your career. I'm pleased with the way he played. I wish we could have got Rangel a couple more series to give him a chance to get out and do some things, but we needed him to play to kind of find out where we are with him. And then hopefully as we move forward, we'll be fortunate enough to get Rangel in and get some time. But I thought he did a good job in handling it without just watching the tape.
I
Able to enjoy a moment though, like your kid
Oh,
throwing his first career touchdown.
He threw a touchdown pass, and so I bumped him. And Gunner stays away from me because he doesn't want people to see him around me. If you notice, watch the sidelines, watch practice. He stays away from me for that reason. So I have to go run him down to tell him good job because he doesn't want to be around me for that reason. I went and told him good ball on the touchdown and good ball on the other touchdown, and which I would anybody. I did the same thing with Chetron. That's a big deal. His first touchdown catch. So, and I think maybe, I don't know if Cabby had one or not. Is that Cabby's first touchdown? Yeah, so I went over, and I didn't know if that was his first or not, but congratulated him just the same.
Does he stay away from you because does he call you coach, or is he just trying to stay away because you have to use that word or whatever?
Yeah, Gunner's a very quiet, seclusive person anyway, and so I think he just stays away from me because I'm the coach and I'm his dad. And I don't say anything to him. I just let him be who he's going to be, but he will tend to veer away from me in those situations because he just doesn't want people seeing him hanging around me.
You get a chance to get ready for Big 12 play, but how do you feel about where the team is right now? Concerns of beginning of the year, where are those now? Things that are better than you thought, that sort of thing.
I think we're right where I said we were. We have some young players that need reps, and they're getting some reps or getting better. They're still making mistakes, but they're getting quality time. Spencer continues to play well. I think he sees the field and feels really good about what he's doing. Makes us look really good a lot of times. We still need to work harder rushing the football. Now, this team backed everybody up from about probably the start of the second quarter. The rest of the game, they just kind of backed everybody up. And so, you're going to see more runs and stuff. But for the most part, we're getting better. We need more practice. We're a ways away, but I am pleased with their focus. I am pleased with their commitment. I am pleased with their effort. And it seems like their MAs continue to get smaller in every game. But we're running into some real, we're getting ready to play the returning Big 12 champs, so on the road. So we definitely need every practice we can get.
Do you like where this bye week is being before Baylor? It's obviously early, but do you
Yeah,
like having it before
if
Baylor?
you were going to draw it up, you'd say one more week would be perfect. People say, well, it's after the third game, and you play 12 games before you get into the next set. But here's the difference. We practice the entire month of August. So that's 1 month. So we're almost to 2 months right now. So I'm okay with it. It's fine where it was. If you could draw one up every year, you'd have it after the next game. But that's okay.
You might not be able to answer this until you've got another week or even two of practice before this Baylor game. But does because of the recent history between you guys meeting in the championship game and all of that, is this an emergent rivalry type of atmosphere for this team?
You're talking about because of the game? Baylor is a good team, and Baylor's well coached. And in my opinion, they're going to be a good team in this league. So hopefully we can fall in that same category. And when we compete against each other, they'll be really good games like they were last year. I mean, that'd be the best way for me to. I'm just not big on all that. We need to be able to respect everybody we play. We need to prepare and compete against everybody we play. And coaches put good game plans together. Players work and understand them and go play hard. And that's really what we do versus trying to hang our hat on who somebody is. Because you've heard me say this, you've covered this forever. We got to play next week too. So I'm not gonna put all my cards in over here when we still got to go play the next week. And guys got to stay this way. Can't do this. If you do that, in my opinion, it's not good for your team. So you got to play at a consistent high level all year long.
You've mentioned in the past that Brandon Whedon was a better game player than practice player. Did any of those young guys show you something that you might have not known about them going into the game?
Tonight, the young guys, I mean, without watching the tape, it'd really be hard to say. So.
You mentioned Chetron, and he and Stephon had a good game. What did you think of those two true freshmen?
Again, I thought they played well. They get out there, they're young, they've never played before, they're going to make mistakes. But for the most part, I think they played well. I don't know, only had one ball thrown at him, right? Yeah, so he's a touchdown specialist. We use him for just touchdown plays. But they're young guys. We like those young guys. We like where they're at. They're a long ways off. But they need to get reps, and they might have to be in games this year when the money's on the line. I mean, so they all need reps. They need to play. We got to keep going. Like I said, I wish we could have got Rangel a couple, 3 more series. But we were able to work a lot of the young guys at the other skill positions on both sides of the ball.
A guy like Braden Johnson kind of appreciated more. He set out last year to get to play because he's been here for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those guys do. When you get in that role where he is Brock Martin and those guys, they become very appreciative of the program, the culture. And especially when you have something taken away from you. And that's why I'm, she had mentioned excited for Trace Ford. Because, Trace Ford had a rough go last year and came back and doing really well and playing hard. Looks like his old self, and that's a lot of fun.
When you guys finished non-conference last year, there was a lot of questions about health especially. Mm-hmm. But you guys emerged from that and really hit the accelerator. Do you feel like you have a better sense of your team this year just because you were healthier, or because of the youth, is it still kind of a question?
Well, I mean, we didn't get to up to par health-wise offensively till about the 6th game of the year. We played with young players, and we played with young players even that point, but they at least could get lined up and make a play because they had been out there. But we played half the season offensively with it was scary, let's put it that way. And we all know the defense played really well. So now we've got a little more maturity on offense. Knock on wood, we're keeping guys healthy and have skill healthy. And then defensively, we have some youth that we're trying to kind of get it going and keep them going.
Kopensky made a few plays again when he was in there. Does that surprise you again that he?
Who, Kopensky?
Yeah.
No, he makes a lot of plays. He'll be playing in games in the flow of it too. He's one of those guys that gets any plays better than what you think he's going to play like. He's not 6'5", he's not 260. So, but he plays better. He's a good player. He's a productive player. There's a lot to be said about making plays on the field if you get on the field. And that's what he does. And there'll be times this year he'll be in there in the right situation.
What's the meaning behind the patch on your shoulder, but also the ribbon on your chest?
Child cancer, and then you talk about MD. Sure, MD.
Did you have a chance to
Do you
meet?
need readers? See, what happens is your arms get shorter as you get older.
Yeah, I do. Did you have a chance to meet with the special spectators before the game, the kids?
What about them?
Did you have a chance to meet with them?
Yes.
Yeah.
The special spectators is Danielle, my assistant. She's really involved in that. They do a great job. They've been with them since noon today, and we get them as tired as we can so they'll sleep good. But they're awesome kids. I mean, they come with us on the walk. We see them in the tunnel. They're with us taking pictures, and it's really a special time for all of us. And as we all know, you have children, and it'll make you want to, you see that, it brings you down to earth real quick. Great kids. It's a special deal. Good? All right, guys. Thanks.